guys, and welcome back to the Hook One Pod. Hey, we are obviously not in the studio. You guys can hear the wind blowing. You can hear the music playing. Probably see the camera shaking. We are live at the Bassmaster Elite event here on Lake St Clair at Brandenburg Park. We're going to have a few guys coming through. Our first guest today is Mr. Owen. Owen is from Wonderland Marine. You just finished up your senior year of college tournaments, yeah?
I did, yep.
How'd that go for you?
Pretty good. There was some ups and some downs, but overall it's a great 4 years traveling the country with some great guys competing all over the place.
Yeah, man, and you had some really good results. You were fishing for Adrian College?
Yep.
Awesome. So we're going to dive a little bit into that, guys. Basically, what this podcast is going to be is we're going to be hopping all over the place. We've got Owen here from Wonderland Marine and Skeeter. We're going to jump over to Whitewater, some of our sponsors over there. If you want to save some money at Whitewater, use the code that pops up right here. But, hey, we're just going to tell you kind of what we've been seeing. It's day 2. It's Friday at the Bassmaster Elites. Trey McKinney is absolutely assaulting this event right now.
He is.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, Owen, for us, especially like up on the river and over by Marine City, we don't have necessarily like a lot of high school team like competitive options for younger guys. So like, what got you into competitive fishing? What got you into college fishing? Did you fish in high school? Like, tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, so I was always a hockey player growing up. My freshman year of high school, I suffered a pretty bad concussion, so I was done completely. And I always had an interest in bass fishing. And me and my good buddy in high school, we weren't competing, but we were fishing a lot. And we were at the Novi Ultimate Fishing Show one year, and we saw these college teams, and we're like, wow, that's pretty interesting. We kind of looked into it some more, saw there was a high school one, and we got with some administration at our high school, and we got with a few of his, like my parents and his parents, that kind of helped us out, and we got this team started at my high school in Howell, and it just kind of took off from there. There's a lot of steps to go through, but we started getting sponsors and got a couple boats, and from there, the last 3 years of high school, I was competing all over Michigan and a little bit outside. And about my sophomore year of high school, I kind of started looking into college fishing. I knew it was something I wanted to do. And being in Michigan, obviously, we'd heard of Adrian, and Adrian was always one of the top schools in the country. Always finishing top 5 in school of the year. And being so close to my home, that was number 1 on my list. I honestly didn't really even look at other schools down south just because I wanted to stay here. And so senior year, I started to go through the recruiting process and got with Coach Borton and got on that Adrian team. And they're fully funded, which is awesome. School trucks, a couple school boats. We traveled starting in January all the way through October, November, starting in Florida all the way through Tennessee, Carolinas. And we had fully funded with gas, food, lodging, and it was just an absolutely incredible experience from the competition side of things, but also just the relationships I've made throughout the years with my teammates and guys throughout the college fishing world.
Yeah, it's fun. You mentioned the relationships, and it's like you come to an event like this, and it's like you're seeing all the people that you already know, right? Like some of the guys that are going to jump on later, people that are coming to watch the weigh-ins and stuff like that. If you guys have never been to Brandenburg, I mean, by the time this comes out, it's already going to be too late. We'll know all the results and stuff like that, but Bassmaster puts on an absolutely incredible event. As much as I'm a walleye guy, and I do love the National Walleye Tour and stuff, Bassmaster, when they come here, they show you why they are the top of the crop. They show you why they're the ones that kind of set the standard. You know, they've got a 9-tournament event. They throw on these huge events. I mean, we've got Toyota trucks over there. I'll take you guys for a little tour around here. You'll see the stage and everything, but it's absolutely beautiful, and the relationships are incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, bass fishing, the industry is very large, but at the same time, it's a small world. Like once you kind of get into it and you're into it for a few years, you meet so many people, and then eventually every show you go to, every tournament you go to, you're seeing familiar faces, and you just grow incredible relationships for years to come.
Yeah, man. So what's interesting to me, let's touch a little bit on this Bassmaster event, and I'm excited because, like I said, we're doing this on a Friday.
Yep.
The guys will see this on a Monday. So who knows? Whatever we say now could be completely wrong. But it's totally stunning to me how many people are fishing in Anchor Bay. Like, the American side of Lake St Clair is such a small side of Lake St Clair. There's so much to be seen over on the Canadian side. And guys are putting up these mega numbers, like literally right here in the backyard. We can see a couple people right offshore.
Yeah.
Makes me want to dip the Skeeter in the water and take it for a rip.
Hey, let's go.
Go spot. No way. I know Ralph's already been moving some boats. I don't know if we want to do that again.
Yo.
But it's like I want to go out there and see. But like, has there been anything that surprised you about this specific event and like what's going on right now?
Yeah, someone kind of touched on it earlier today on live, just how many people are in Anchor Bay, because usually, almost always, the Canadian waters play a lot more. And when you saw the satellite of everybody's location out there this morning and yesterday, it just seems like almost the entire field is up in Anchor Bay. There's a few guys out towards the shipping channel, some guys out in the river, but Canada does not seem to be playing much this year. 2 years ago when they were here, Anchor Bay definitely was a very large factor. There was multiple, probably at least 6 guys in the top 10 there. So I think that kind of influenced it this year, but also just the vegetation and the habitat in Anchor Bay, that just allows those fish to live there all summer long, and I think that's kind of why. And it makes it easy for the anglers too. Instead of running 30, 40, 50 miles, they run 5, 10 miles out, not even, and save on gas and have more fishing time.
Yeah, I mean, and you know just as well as I do, when you're fishing these tournaments, if you're making those long runs, you can really do some damage to your boat. So these guys are kind of limiting the damage done to their boat, but it is hilarious because when you see it online, it looks like they're doing it looks like they just drew a line at the middle channel.
Yeah.
And they just stuffed everybody over on this side. But the other thing about Anchor Bay, and you got to think about this, Zona did a really good job, and the guys that are commentating, you want to be fishing fish that are on bait. If you're fishing fish that are eating mayflies, if you're fishing fish that are eating crawfish, they're just not going to weigh the same as those fish that are eating emerald, spot tails, perch especially. And there's a lot of small perch just from being in the bait shop, hearing what guys are saying, even being out on Anchor Bay. There's a ton of small perch in the system. So if you're on bass that are eating that perch, you're just going to have heavier weight. You might bring in 2 20-inch fish, but that 20-inch fish that's on live bait is going to be you're going to be way better off.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit that right on the money. There's a lot of fish out there, a lot of bait. Obviously, the ones that are feeding on those perch are going to weigh more and they're going to be bigger. So, and every ounce counts in an event like this. I mean, we looked at the leaderboards, 20 pounds all the way down to 38th place, something crazy like that, maybe even more.
43rd. I don't want to open any wounds, but there may have been a bet yesterday about 20-pound bags.
I might have been a little bit shy of that bet.
Yeah, so we've got, I think it was like 43 bags that were over 20 pounds. It's an incredible fishery, but it's cool right now. I mean, they've got like the big screen going on over there, and we're still watching guys like Trey McKinney and Koya Fujita just crush fish. And the last time they were here, it was drop shots and smelt naders and flukes. This year, it's like a little bit of everything, dude. Yeah. You're seeing spy baits, you're seeing jerk baits play. I mean, we're seeing all sorts of different baits play. So it's been a really cool event, and I'm excited to see kind of how it shakes out.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, also the dice game, that's starting up too. You see a few guys on live that are doing a pretty good job of hiding their baits after they catch one, but I think there's a lot of guys throwing a dice. There's a few guys throwing a jig out there. But yeah, 2 years ago, you saw a lot more, I think, drop shots and whatnot. And I think these fish have just become, with the pressure, of become a little bit smarter. And you got to do a few more tricks out of the book to get them to bite, especially those bigger ones.
100%. Well, hey, the Yamaha booth right next to us just started cranking up the volume on the Bassmaster Series. They're cranking up the radio. We're going to get out of here. We'll go find another angler to have a chat with. Owen, I really appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you guys are looking for a boat, obviously I'm biased. I love my Skeeter 2060. We're sitting in a beautiful Skeeter bass boat right now. If you need anything, Owen's at Wonderland Marine. He's moving Skeeters. He spent plenty of time in the Skeeters. So if you got any questions, reach out to Owen or the friends over at Wonderland Marine. Owen, you got anything left before we hit the road?
That's about it. We got plenty in stock, all different models, whatever you're looking to get into. I'd be happy to help you out. Had a lot of experience. I'm on my 4th Skeeter now. I've had just about every size of them. So yeah, if you're looking for any sort of bass or walleye boat, come check us out.
Looking forward to it, man. Hey, thank you guys. We're going to go find our next guest, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. We got a familiar face, this time in person. We got Mr. Aaron Jagfeld, who's been on a tear this year. What is up, brother?
How's it going, man? Appreciate you having me on.
It's going well, man. It's an absolute party out here. I told him when Owen jumped on, I was like, we got the music going. We've got the live feed going over here at the Yamaha tent. It is a party. Bassmaster shows why they are the number one in the industry.
100%. No, it's cool to have this right in our backyard. And gets us all together hanging out. Get to see some familiar faces and just having it at home. It's freaking cool.
Yeah, that was something we touched on. Was like, as big as the industry is and where all these guys come from, you come to an event like this and it's like such a small world. You see all the guys that you see at the shows. You get to see everyone that you fish against or fish with, and you're coming off a big win.
Yeah, man, it's been a good last couple weeks, you know.
Yeah.
Fishing out on the home pond, obviously love this place. I know, just like you, it's my favorite place to fish in the world, and so to be able to have that kind of success here over the last month, it's been awesome. So.
It's an incredible fishery, man, and like we said with Owen, there's been over 43 bags of 20 pounds. The smallmouth fishing is phenomenal. And that doesn't include the massive drum that we have out here.
Oh, world class! I'm telling you, if you guys want to get on a guide trip, this is your guy right here. Next year when he starts guiding again, we're gonna start guiding for drum. We're gonna go fishing trips and we're gonna go blast.
Yeah, you know what? You just said we. You're working on a little something, aren't you?
I am. Yep, working on getting my captain's license through this winter and hopefully next spring be able to start guiding out there. So.
As long as you don't keep going, because you've got another tournament coming up, and then you've also qualified, which if you do well in that one, you may be fishing the Classic next year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy, you know. Got Leech Lake next week, and hopefully slide into the EQ points, and then we got the Bass Nation National Championship in Lacrosse in October. So.
Why don't you give these guys a little rundown? Because a lot of our guys obviously are listening, are walleye guys. Sorry to all you bass guys, but give us a little rundown about how that works. Like, if you want to become an Elite Series angler, you know, you've been done now with college for a little while. You finished in second at the Open here, which is like right there to qualifying for that. But like, give these guys a little heads up. Like, if you want to, you know, follow your dream and be an Elite Series angler, what are some ways to get into it?
Yeah, so right now there's really two ways to get into the Elite Series. I'm kind of doing both routes right now, honestly, but Bassmaster Opens is the main one. And the format that they have set up right now is there's 2 divisions, 4 tournaments in each division, and then the top 50 from those 2 divisions make what's called the Elite Qualifiers. And that's 3 tournaments in the fall, so September and I believe October is when those 3 tournaments are going to take place. And then you finish top 10 in points in those, and you got your ticket to the Elite Series. And then the other way is through the Bass Nation stuff. So this is more like, you know, guys that can't take off 4 to 8 weeks of work, right? You know, it's just not.
Not Randy's like me, like all of us.
It's not.
But I qualified, so I'll see you there.
Awesome.
Goal in the nation.
Good deal. And so they this year last year they started the regionals, Bass Nation regionals. So they had 4 of those this year, and you know, we got lucky enough to have one down on Lake Erie, which was nice, close to home.
Yes, sir.
All the guys got to fish it, and was able to take the win there. So we're headed to Lacrosse in October, and then you can also do it through state teams. I'm not 100% sure how that works.
Yeah.
With that, but there's a Bass Nation state championship this year. It's on St Clair in September, so that'll qualify.
It's coming home. It's right down the street from us.
Yep, so that'll qualify you for next year's. Yep.
I'll be there.
You will be?
Yep.
We're definitely going to be there. I was just talking with Nick over there, and I was like, this is definitely something that I want to be a part of because it's such a big community.
100%. It's a good community to be a part of too. You know, like we're all friends. And,
oh, dude, and that's what I love so much about fishing is like even though you're competing against each other, like you're all friends at the end of the day. A lot of the guys you catch fishing with each other, like before, after tournaments and stuff like that. And the walleye world's the same way. Like it is cool, but then as you get higher up, sometimes those pros don't necessarily want to fish with you. They might not want to share some secrets. And so, which I get it,
They get a
man.
little sneaky. They get a little sneaky once they start catching them.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should. I brought it up with Owen. I want to hear kind of your take. What is one of the most surprising things that you've been seeing so far on this tournament? So I explained when this comes out, it's going to be Monday. So everything that we say today on Friday could be totally different by the time this thing hits YouTube. But what have you noticed the first day and a half, 2 days? Because we're getting somewhat close to weigh-in time here. What's interesting?
So to me, you know, a lot of the guys that called me yesterday and have live cameras today is I watched it a good bit this morning. You know, the bites seemed a little tougher out there today, especially because we have 60 to 80 boats in Anchor Bay, which, I mean, we kind of saw that coming into this just because launching out of Brandenburg and it's right here, you get 8 to 10 hours to fish depending on the length of your day, like maximizing your time, and there's big ones here. So I'm really going to be curious to see because I think the winner of this tournament is going to have to make adjustments and move around the lake. And whether that's moving around Anchor Bay or, you know, there's a couple guys out in the lake that are fishing. And if they can adjust and follow these fish around for the next few days. And so I think that's what makes this place so challenging is it's never like one spot that you can catch them off. You kind of got to readjust every day and move with the fish.
Yes. And that's the interesting thing about a Bassmaster, like about these tournaments here, because like in the walleye world, it's a 2-day tournament. So like you can find a school of fish, you can sit on a school of fish for 2 days, but you can't necessarily sit on this school of fish for 4 days. I mean, over the course of 4 days, you really beat these fish up. These fish really get beat up. So you've got to be able to have multiple spots to catch them. And so I think like obviously day 1, day 2 is an anchor bay. I think we're going to finally start to see people move out towards the shipping channel. They might actually cross the shipping channel.
I don't know. I think that border's a line holding them. I don't know if they can go. I don't know if they can go to Canada.
And 2 years ago, like we were talking about it, like 2 years ago, I was stunned how many people were in Anchor Bay, and I was like, there's no way it's one in Anchor Bay. And as a matter of fact, it was not one in Anchor Bay.
It was not.
The Cowboy won it in Canada.
He did.
And so I wouldn't be surprised to see boats start to move over, and especially with all this south wind we're seeing, you want to be able to play that, right? Like
100%.
with the way the wind is right now, we're all the way across from it. It's blowing directly at us. I mean, they could probably hear it through the mics.
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely makes it tough, too, with the wind. It's harder to move around.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure, as most of our listeners know, fishing the Great Lakes, when you want to make a run somewhere, it's not the easiest run. So if you want to go out 8 miles and when it's blowing like this and you got 2 and 3 footers, it's not the easiest decision to make. So I think if we get some better weather, calms down, and those guys can really stay on their trolling motor and hunt down the fish, I think we'll see some guys moving out to the lake for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. And as much as like it's a live scoping tournament, I mean, obviously everyone's out there scoping. I think the biggest thing is, and Zona made a really good point on it, was you got to be around food. Yep. So like the fish are very stuck to bottom, and these guys have done a really good job, especially when it's been calmer in the morning, using spy baits, jerk baits, whatever, the crank baits. They've been pulling those fish off the bottom. As the day rolls on and the wind continues to pick up, I think you're going to start seeing a lot of guys kind of switch up, really targeting those fish on the bottom, and you've got to be super dialed.
For sure.
I can't stand I understand the live scope hate, but there's just so much more to live scoping where you can't just click it on and start catching fish.
For
so
sure.
It's going to be super cool, dude.
Absolutely.
So what's next for you?
Yeah, so tomorrow morning, taking off. We got Leech Lake Open next week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we're taking off, leaving at 4 tomorrow and making the trip up through the UP and over. It might sound close because it's Minnesota, but it's 14 hours because you got to go all the way around the lake and go up. So it's a
You don't want to go through Chicago?
No, we're not taking that route. Even if it says it's 30 minutes quicker, it's never 30 minutes quicker.
You're next, Adam. You're next.
No, that route is not fun. I'm sure everybody's made that drive.
Dude. And how many days is that event?
It's a 3-day event, so practice starts on Sunday. We got Sunday through Tuesday, off day on Wednesday, and then everybody fishes Thursday, Friday, top 10 fish Saturday. And then staying over there, that week after is the last Elite Series event in lacrosse.
Yes.
So we stay over there, hang out, fish the river a little bit, and
Dude.
get to watch that. So
I'm really looking forward to the lacrosse event because like our walleye guys hit it earlier in the year. I know a lot of the guys in the field got stuck with barges and stuff. There's a whole locking system that is involved with the lacrosse system. It's going to be super interesting so late in the year for the Bassmasters. It's the last event.
Yep.
So guys are going to be trying to make the Classic. Guys are going to be trying to make the Cut. Guys are going to be trying to stay on the Elite Series. Do you make that risk and do you run? Because there's not a locking schedule. Like it is all about the commercial boats. They do not care about us. So it's going to be super interesting to see if you guys that follow along with Bass. I think you'll be super interested to see it. It's going to be a banger of an event.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to be a good change up too from this. We all love catching smallmouth and scoping. At least most people do.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be a good change up. Shallow water fishing, like you said, there's so many variables in that place besides just catching fish. You have pool 8, you can go up 7 or 9, and the locks, man. It's a game of chess over there. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be super awesome. Well, hey, congratulations, man. Keep tearing them up. This will not be the last time you guys see Aaron. Who knows? Maybe he'll be running some trips. You'll have to stay tuned, and I'm sure we'll be plugging some of your stuff. But I appreciate your time, man. Is there anything else you want to leave for the people?
No, I appreciate you having me on, Pete. It's always good to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you for the rest of the day.
That's it, man. We got a long day ahead of us. So, hey, we're going to go find our next guest. I think it's going to be Mr. Adam from Whitewater. If I can get the camera out of his hand for a minute to talk.
Get him in front of the camera.
Yeah. Dude, you ain't kidding. So, all right, brother. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the series. We'll see you, man. All right, y'all, we are back with the man behind the lens. We had to get him on this side of the camera. We got Adam from Whitewater. What is going on, brother?
It doesn't happen very often, man, that I'm on this side of the lens, so it's exciting.
No, not enough. When we got to get out fishing, I was super stoked because you got to get on the other side of the lens. So I was happy to see that. I was like, you know what? You need to put the camera down, catch a couple fish. You kind of showed me and Doug how it was done, so.
I mean, my first love is fishing. So, photography came in after, but I've always been a big diehard fisherman.
Yeah. Well, why don't you talk to these guys a little bit about You're next. Why don't you tell these guys a little bit about what it's like being behind the lens? So anything that you guys see that's coming from the Whitewater site, anything that you see that's featuring these Whitewater pros, you put an awesome clip together. Actually, I think it was this morning. Was it last night?
I actually didn't do that, so I can't take credit.
All right. I appreciate you passing it down. But what's it like behind the lens? I mean, you got to be here pretty early in the morning, eh?
Yeah, it's, as a photographer, the best light a lot of times is those first couple hours of the day and the last couple hours of the day. So getting up early and staying out late on the water definitely pays off.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get really cool conditions where, unfortunately, the wildfire haze is not the greatest thing, but it also creates some really atmospheric images that are unique. So sometimes those things happen for you, those little magic windows of light that you can't really plan. So I think the biggest tip I would have is to always have your camera on you, because you just never know when that moment's going to happen. And 9 times out of 10, the one time I don't have my camera is when it happens.
100%, dude. Even the wildfires, I saw something the other day. I was like, I smoked 3 packs of Canadian wildfires yesterday. The haze has been real. But dude, what an epic event we've got here. I told the listeners, you can hear the music going. You could probably hear the live feed from the Yamaha trailer next door. Bassmasters has really gone all out. This is the first year that you guys have been down here with us.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here and get to interact with people and talk to them about what Whitewater is. We're based here in Muskegon, Michigan, which a lot of people don't realize we're a Michigan company. So to be able to come over here, the east side, and hang out and be around a bunch of other people that are passionate about fishing like we are, it's a great thing. And the weather's been absolutely phenomenal.
And that was a big reason we decided to especially sell Whitewater products and then eventually start building this relationship, was because it is a Michigan-based company. You guys are from Michigan. You guys are Michigan. Even granted, it's Muskegon. It's 2.5 hours, but it's super cool to have a company that's from Michigan, because we have so much to offer. I say in our podcast all the time, and hopefully one day our podcast is good enough to go national. But we are so blessed on the Great Lakes in Michigan to have all of this opportunity. So now to have a brand that carries all the stuff that we need, legitimately, from t-shirts to the sun shirts. Aaron was just rocking the new duck camo. Got to cater to the duck guys. That old school camo sick. All the way up to the insulated,
the Great Lake Pro insulated. Yeah, you can fish that thing pretty much every season that's not summer.
And sometimes in Michigan, you're wearing it in June.
Exactly, especially on the Great Lakes.
Yeah,
or that lake flips. You go out there and that water temperature is 51 degrees. It just flipped on Lake Michigan. It went from 71 degrees to 51 degrees. You go out there early in the morning, man, it can be freaking
absolutely
bone-chilling cold if you're not dressed for it.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, I want to get your thoughts. So you've got something we don't have, and that's that media pass.
Yeah.
What's it been like behind the tents, talking to some of these guys? Has there been any surprises so far on St. Clair? What have you kind of been seeing behind the scenes?
I think the coolest thing about coming to one of these Bassmaster Elite Series events is the pros are right there, and they're so open to people coming up and talking to them. And I think that's what's really cool about this sport. Is a lot of sports you go and watch these elite athletes, and you're kept at a distance. You don't have that access. We're here. If you want to come here and watch them blast off, if you want to come to weigh-in, those guys are all more than happy to come up and talk to you, sign an autograph, talk about how the day went, give you a tip. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another sport where you can get that access to these guys.
Dude, and that's the one thing about that. I love that you mentioned that, because the one thing that I love about this event, especially now I have a 1-year-old, right? But all these events are so family friendly. The pros are so good with the kids, the sponsors are so good with the families. I mean, where they decided to have this one, you can see it right behind us. There's a giant splash pad. They dedicate it to families. There's stuff to do for everybody. Weigh-in doesn't start till 3 o'clock. Yeah. This place has been packed since noon. There's people constantly walking around. But yeah, it's very family catered, and I don't think you can emphasize enough how good the pros are. With the kids, with the families, with even the guests. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people where this is their dream.
Yeah.
So to be able to talk to these guys and hear about how they're living their dream and everything like that, it's just incredible.
And pick their brain. It's you can get as much time as you want from them. I mean, I don't think any of them are just going to walk away if you've got a good question that really hits home.
No, and it is cool because a lot of these guys are so far from home. I think there's one guy right now that's fishing, Chad Pipkins, that's from Michigan.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys are from so far away. They've got a 9-event schedule. They're legitimately traveling all over the country: Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama. They come up here. They're heading over to Wisconsin. Like, they are busy, man, and they're constantly on the move because you're constantly practicing. They spend just about every day on the water, but they'll take the time out of their day, talk to the kids, sign autographs, talk to the adults, share information because they're not coming back here. So they share information with us that's like invaluable.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've been following the Bassmaster Elite Series since it started. And this is actually the first
One down, three to go.
Bassmaster Elite Series field that I got to witness in person. I got to go to the All-Star event they held in Muskegon a while back.
Yes.
That was only like the top 50 guys. So to be here and witness the whole field in person and just see it all, it's been really cool. I've always wanted to come over, and hopefully the next time I can bring my son with me because I just want him to experience this as well. So yeah, if you got some young kids, bring them out. This is the place to be if they show any interest at all in fishing or the outdoors.
And they do come back to Lake St Clair like fairly regularly. They will not be back next year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably the following year. I don't think they come back either, but then the next year they do because they've got so many great bodies of water around the country to fish. But anytime they come to Lake St Clair and anytime you can find any event like this, like bring the kids out, I think that's what like really gets them hooked. You know what I mean? You talk to guys like Owen and Aaron that are younger, like I didn't even ask them this, but I guarantee you this is kind of like where they fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm watching those guys back those rigs down in those trucks, man. I'm like a little kid watching all the boats and the trucks that go through here.
I'm telling you, man, like I was lucky enough to fish the National Walleye Tour out of Alpena. And just to get to see those guys and see their rigs and see their boats, and then you come here and it's like, I do feel like a little kid. Like when they're doing their practice and I drive by the boat launch, and it's cool because like this is home for me. So like I drive past the Fairhaven boat launch and there's all these wrapped trucks, and I'm like, oh my God, there's pros here. You know what I mean? Like you get a little bit of kid in you.
Totally, and like I listen to a lot of podcasts, I read a lot of articles that follow the Elite Series. So, like, to be here and see these guys in person, it's like, I don't know them, but I know them in a way because so many of them do a really good job of reaching out and doing things to grow the sport. And so it's just really cool to be here and see that in person.
And it just shows how genuine they are, man.
Totally.
Like, the person that you see in the podcast, the person that you see on YouTube, that is who they are.
Yeah.
So, anything else, dude, you want to leave with the people here? And actually, hang on. I got one thing totally off topic, but we talked about it a little bit. You did an epic trip to Baja, California, down in Mexico.
Yeah.
You're a fly fisher.
I love to fish for everything. So,
yeah, you do. You do. I love how much you like to fish for anything. It doesn't matter if it's carp or smallmouth or walleye. Like when you texted me the other when you were coming in, I was like, "You want to get out fishing?" You're like, "Whatever bites."
Yeah, I don't care. I love to fly fish just because I like a challenge, and that's what hooked me up fly fishing. It's made me a better angler in a lot of ways because it makes me think about things totally different, and I have to adapt in a different way. But at the same time, I'm just as happy to pick up a bait caster or a spinning rod or go troll for salmon on Lake Michigan. So.
Explain to these people optically, because I'm a big saltwater nerd.
Yeah.
I've been watching. I'm obsessed with the saltwater. Explain to these people real quick, a couple minutes, optically, what that was like on the Baja Tour, because it's literally like an aquarium in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream come true, once in a lifetime kind of trip for me. You know, I grew up watching Jose Wajebe, The Spanish Fly, and Flip Palette, and like those shows. As a kid that grew up in Indiana, like I was so far from the ocean that, you know, I didn't think I'd ever get to go chase a rooster fish or, you know, a tarpon. I've caught a few tarpon on the fly. And you go to a place like the Baja, which I would recommend anybody a diehard fisherman, go fish Baja, Mexico.
Yes.
It is one of the most amazing fisheries. The people are so friendly, and the amount of life that is down there in that Sea of Cortez is beyond mind-blowing. I mean, having schools like hundreds of fish in the 40 to 50 pound class blowing up, and you can throw poppers, you can throw swim baits, you can throw pretty much anything in there that looks like a sardine, and then have like a 40-minute knockout drag fight where they're peeling drag, you know, to the point of I got done at the end of the week and I had multiple bruises on my stomach from digging the rod butt in and just trying to turn those things.
Holding on for dear
life. So I was very fortunate to get to go do that. Obviously, it's not something I do all the time, but you know, Michigan for me though is just as amazing, of a destination to go fish anywhere in the world that I've been to.
Yeah.
You know, we've got it all here, honestly, for freshwater. You go up north and sight fish giant smallmouth and carp and drum, or you can come down, fish the Detroit River and have probably the best walleye fishing most people will ever experience in their lives.
Absolutely.
Run out on Lake Michigan and have a shot at a 30 or 40 pound king salmon. I mean, or go night mouse for some huge browns on the Pure Marquette. I mean, there's endless opportunities in this state.
Dude, it's incredible. And that's the thing. Like, I've been fortunate to travel a few places and fish, and it's like, I don't know if I'll ever call anywhere else home except Michigan because of all the opportunities that are within 3 hours from here. And then you want to make it a little bit farther and go 5 or 6 hours and crap yourself up into the UP. It's like,
Whole other world.
Oh, dude, we're so
The
blessed.
scenery up there is, like, people don't realize it, but the water in northern Michigan from about 3/4 of the way up all across the top of northern Lake Michigan and Lake Huron is as clear as you're going to find in the Bahamas or Belize. You know, I mean, it's that level of clarity, and the fish are that level of sight fish if you really want to go there and like chase those fish when they're up shallow.
100%. Well, dude, I really appreciate you taking the
course.
time out of your day. I know you're super busy. Yesterday when I showed up, he had like 3 cameras dangling off his belt. I'm like, you're missing one. But I appreciate your time, man. If you guys want to follow along, Adam, head over to Instagram, look up Adam Alexander Photo. He does some incredible work. I'm not saying that to pump his head up, but he does some incredible work. Go ahead, check him out, guys, and I guess I'll let you get back to work. And
I guess
I should probably find someone else to talk to here.
Sounds good.
Where's
buddy.
Doug?
Doug!
We'll get him.
I'll go get it. All right, brother.
Thank
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all. We are back. We are back with Doug. They might call him Whitewater Doug. You can call him whatever. Doug, what is going on, man?
Hey, I'm good. It's great to be here at St. Clair. We've got the Whitewater booth up. We're selling lots of great clothes. Unveiled some new things, new caps, new camo caps, so we're excited about those.
Yeah, you guys have been kind of on a tear between iCast and now doing this. You guys have been kind of driving and flying all over the place.
We have. We're trying to stay in front of the industry and events like this, supporting obviously our pros, Jay Shakira, Wesley Gore, and Alex Redwine. So we're excited to be here to see them. And
all 3 of them are in the top 50. That's good news right now.
that is good. Yeah,
So
that's good news. And hanging out with you. We went fishing the other night. So that's tons of fun.
that's what I was saying. We finally got Adam on the other side of the lens.
All right.
We got to go out fishing. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it, but I think you speedy set this booth up. And they were like, Doug's going to be there. So I was like, we can wait.
Yeah,
So
thank you for that.
fishing was good. Well, the last time you guys were here, I don't think we even talked about it on the podcast, but the last time we had the crew from Whitewater come out to Hook One. We were going to do some stuff. We were going to do some salmon fishing. River was trashed. It's been a windy spring.
Yep.
It was like freezing rain and sleet. Perfect to get good shots of the cold water gear and everything that Whitewater does as far as winter wear. But this is a little bit better weather here.
Yeah, much better weather. You're right. The goal was then when we came to visit you was to, get some stuff with the new repairing coming out and some of our other product in nasty conditions.
Yeah.
Which it's built for. It was cold. It was really cold.
It was cold. And you mentioned something about new products. Speaking of new products, shameless plug.
Okay.
You can head over to whitewaterfish.com and use the code that flashes right here to get yourself set up with some gear, and I don't think you're going to regret it. Unfortunately, this is going to be coming out on Monday. Otherwise, I tell you to come to the booth. They're doing a crazy deal. They're giving everything 25% off here in the booth. But usually if you come see them at the fishing shows, they're always with us in Novi. They travel around and do all the shows, but I highly recommend this stuff, man. And Adam kind of touched on it, but it's so nice to have someone that's Michigan-based that's focusing on – I told him I was wearing my insulated suit in June. So it's nice to have a company that offers a little bit of everything because you have no idea what Michigan's going to throw at you.
Right. Not only that, that was one of the things we tried to separate ourselves a little bit from the other companies. There's a lot of great product out there, but we wanted to make sure that comfort and fit was premium, and that so a guy when he's out on the water all day, just like you, if you're a guide or not, you're an avid fisherman. So if you spend all that time out there, you want to be comfortable. So fatigue, you want as less fatigue as possible, and so we build stretch into every product we have. That insulated suit you talked about stretches, so it's comfortable. So everything on down on these even t-shirts and pants, shorts, things like that. So you're a lot more comfortable at the end of the day, even just casually if you wear it to the office or whatever. You feel good.
When my last suit was ready for replacement, this was before we were even working with you guys. I got the Great Lakes suit, and I was like, it's one of the comfiest suits when you're out there all the time, and especially like a lot of times in the cold weather, like we're walleye trolling, so you're bending down, grabbing crankbaits, taking off planer boards, netting fish, getting in the live well. You got to be able to move, and you don't realize if you've got something that doesn't have that stretch, it kind of takes a toll on you like throughout the day. So it's nice to have something that'll kind of give you some stretch. But hey, what do you think about this event on Lake St. Clair? So it's the second time they've been to Brandenburg, and I'm pretty biased, obviously, because I call it home. It's 21 minutes from the store.
Nice.
But this is an incredible setup. Am I wrong?
No, you are right on. This is great. I've been to lots of bass events, but I've not been to here St. Clair, and we're just thankful to be here. This is a great venue. It's actually got a lot of space, easy to get around, great launch, and great fishing. So
yes.
I'm excited for that. We're hoping that Saturday, Sunday brings a lot of crazy people out. And
I think it will.
And it should be a lot of fun. So we're going to expose the Whitewater brand to folks.
Well, the boys are over there working hard right now. We're over here doing some stuff.
That's good. I'm cracking the whip on them.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? You need some time off, too.
That's right.
So, I mean, you guys are doing all this traveling, all this setting up, and that's kind of what we talked about, Adam, is days like this, they're fun. But for you guys, they can be really long days. You're here for blast off. You can sneak out of here and go grab some breakfast and maybe go back to the house and relax a little bit. You guys aren't too far from here,
right?
But they're really long days. I mean, weigh-in goes till 5:30, and you're right in the main walkway. So everybody's walking through, like right here in front of us.
Yep.
You want to be able to stay until that last person leaves because, you guys are a growing brand. So as it grows, you want to be there.
Right. Just like in your store, I know you don't want to stay open until 10 o'clock every night for everybody, but you want to try to do all you can as a new store at Hook One, and we appreciate your support as well. And you want to try to service as many customers as you can, and that's what we're trying to do. Expose the brand to a lot of folks, and we've got some great help. We've got Aaron Jagfeld, who's a hammer, Brandon Federer, and a few other guys that are hanging out in the booth with us as well. Some pro staff guys, so it's a lot of fun. Again, appreciate your support as well, and we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing, keep telling the message. It's a lot of fun. I'll tell you with the new brand new product. Look for us in 2026 to have some fun new stuff. Maybe something you could wear.
Yeah, I saw those on. I think it was Reagan's Snapchat at iCast, and I was like, boots. Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe some other things. Maybe some comfier shorts. Maybe some.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I say comfier like the prevails aren't comfy. It's a comfy short, but
classic waist.
You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see. Stay tuned.
We got some great stuff, so make sure you go check it out.
I know, and we were lucky enough to debut the Great Lakes insulated suit on this show as well. We had Aaron join us, and he debuted the insulated suit way back when. So I think our listeners get some good sneak peeks. But hey, I gotta ask. I've asked everybody.
Okay.
You're a diehard fisherman.
Right.
What about this tournament so far has surprised you?
It's a couple things surprised me about this tournament. I thought that there would be more of the guys venturing out and fishing most of this water.
Yes.
Right? But they're not. A lot of the guys, and especially the leaders, are really focused right here in Anchor Bay. And so that really shocked me. The other part that's kind of surprising me, because I fished out here as well as a lot of the other guys, the weights are a little lower than I expected.
Yeah.
So, those two things, I don't know if it's just simply they don't want to take a chance. Some of these guys want to stay with the pack, so they're going to all stay with the pack, or what? Or maybe just in some of those other areas, be it Canada or south or wherever further, they just didn't have enough time to find them, find the right school. Maybe it's kind of all the above, but those two things kind of surprise me.
And I think we'll start to see the packs kind of separate, right? Like you can only beat up 90 square miles for so long over here in the Bay.
Right.
I think you're going to start seeing people move out towards the shipping channel. You might see some guys slide into the river.
Sure.
I think we're going to finally see some guys fish Canada.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? All I know is we're set for a really good event. Doug, I really appreciate your time, man, coming out. We got a lot we've still got to do. I've got a couple more interviews that we're going to rip here, and then we're going to hopefully sell some whitewater and then go watch a nice weigh-in, huh?
Should be good.
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate your time as well. Thanks for having us on, and thanks for being a good partner.
Sounds good, man. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, later. Thanks.
Hey, if you guys are looking for a boat, we've got a beautiful Skeeter ZX 150. Owen's over here. He told me I had to sell it. So if anyone on here is looking for a bass boat, give Owen a call. Tell him you want the Hook One Pod discount. He'll do anything he can to get this thing hooked up to the back of your truck. I'll put that in there.
That's good.
Perfect.
All right, y'all. Next guest is Mr. Braden. Braden fished collegiately at Adrian College. I'm starting to see a theme here. It seems like a lot of hammers come out of Adrian College.
Yeah, we got a good program there. We're usually always in the top 5 for team of the year. So
Yeah.
definitely progressed my skill set for sure.
I tell people, like, way back when I was supposed to go to Adrian when I got out of high school. This was early, dude. This was like the beginning of their program.
Really?
2014 or 15, I got out. I was supposed to play football at Adrian, and then in the spring, I wanted to do bass fishing. And I wanted to do bass fishing more than I wanted to do football by the end of it. And none of it ended up working out because I was like, you know what? I'm not putting my body through this. And I ended up coming home. But it's really cool to see, like, from the infant stages to where Adrian College is now. It's like pretty phenomenal.
It's progressed so much with all the technology and everything. I remember when I first started out, we had a barn for the boats and stuff. We had 2 school boats, and they were 18-foot Rangers, and then we had a little RT-18, a little aluminum 18-foot Ranger.
Yeah.
That was our boats. And you walk in the barn, and maybe there was only 2 or 3 kids with boats on the team. And you go back now, and the barn's just full of brand new Phoenixes, brand new Skeeters. There's not a single 2-stroke in the barn. It's just crazy how much it's changed.
It's beautiful, dude. And we talked a little bit about to Owen here. Real quick, before we get way too into this, I always like to do this with our new guests. Where can these guys find you on Instagram and social media?
Yeah.
Give yourself a plug.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at bfederer, FEDERER1. I don't have Facebook or anything like that, but that would be the best place to follow me along for my fishing journey is Instagram at bfederer1.
Yeah, and the content is really good. These guys, how old are you?
26, just turned 26.
26. So like they're just they're younger than me for sure, but the content that these guys are cranking out is super cool. I've always really liked following along with you, Aaron, because the content's usually really good. But why don't you talk a little bit about like what your college journey was like? What you learn? What did you do? And where do you go from here now?
Yeah, so starting out as a freshman going into it, it's kind of intimidating. You know, growing into that, I only fished 1 year in high school, and I fished a lot of local club derbs with my dad, and that's how I kind of got into the fishing, competitive fishing. And so when you go and now you're on the tournament level of 250 boats in a college tournament, it's a whole different ballgame. So fishing in college definitely helped just experiencing time on the water. When you're fishing against that many guys, it's very helpful. So, and then along with that, not only you're fishing against some of the best guys in the country, and you have some of the best guys in the country on your team, so you can learn and grow and just bounce ideas and just be a sponge in college. That was the biggest thing, was just being a sponge, learning from the guys on your team, just little techniques and tricks, and being on the water with them. That's what was helpful and helped me grow the most.
It's crazy how much you can learn from doing that. And like we were saying earlier, it's like how helpful that like this industry is. Like you're fishing against these guys, but like when you're not fishing against each other, pre-fishing, looking forward to that, like it is really cool because like you just learn so much, bouncing ideas off of each other, and for you guys, like you're traveling all over the country. So then when you get guys from out of the country coming up here, like our home body of water, like the way that they target fish, the way they're catching fish, it's like it is super cool, man. And the learning curve is just like exponential, like it's straight up.
Yeah, I think you hit it good right there with just being able to travel and fish new bodies of water. Obviously, it's a whole different style of fishing up here in the north than it is when you go down and you're fishing the TVA lakes. And so being able to go and fish some new bodies of water, learn new techniques, that was also very helpful as well.
Yeah, man. So what, right now, as we sit, it's on a Friday. You're probably sick of hearing me say that, but I have to emphasize that in case you missed it in the beginning. We're sitting here on Friday. What has surprised you so far about this tournament on St. Clair?
Honestly, what surprised me the most is that there was a lot more 20-pound bags than I thought. I mean, with the amount of pressure that this place gets, and then you got the best anglers in the world coming here to fish. Them fish have seen so many baits. It's tough to get them. It's tough to get them. You can see them on your forward facing, but it's tough to get them to eat. So to see the top level competitors out here still being able to produce that many good bags is very, very surprising. Well, maybe not surprising, but that's what shocked me the most. I didn't expect to see that many good bags.
How many fuzzy dice do you think these bass have seen in the
God.
last 3 days? Well, they've been practicing now for a week, so it's like, dude, I can't imagine how many fuzzy dice. Because 2 years ago when they were here, it was a new bait. It was a JDM product, so it was coming straight from Japan. Not everybody was rocking it. None of the pros were showing it on camera. It's amazing if you've ever watched a Bassmaster feed, how incredible these guys are in hiding their bait and still popping the hook off a fish from the camera.
Oh, yeah. Koya Vegeta and Easton Fothergill, they do it well. If you're watching live, you can see it, how they're always, as soon as they catch a fish, they got their back to the camera. As soon as they get it on the hook, it's going in the water. You're not seeing what they're throwing. And they're throwing, obviously, stuff that most other guys ain't, and it shows out there on the water that maybe they're throwing a little different or different style technique that they're rigging that fuzzy style bait that most people aren't throwing, and it's showing out there on the water today.
That is always a big thing too, is like how guys, like we could be using the same bait, but how these guys rig their baits. And that's what makes some of these guys like the absolute best of the best. It's the very minor details. Today I was watching one of the guys, I believe, man, this is going to be bad. I think it was Will Davis, was throwing a spy bait, and he actually took his treble hook off of the split ring and tied it direct with braid.
Yeah, the braid split ring.
Yes, because then it gives that hook a little bit more movement, because a spy bait probably hooks just as many fish in this lake as any other bait, but a spy bait definitely loses just as many fish as any other bait. So like these minor modifications are insane.
Yeah, just little tricks that they can do that sets them apart from the competitor. It plays a big difference. You wouldn't think it would, but just time braid split rings. I mean, I do that with my crankbaits and stuff, and just the landing percentage just goes up tremendously. And that extra fish or two that you landed because you tie in braid split rings could set you apart. It could be the difference maker for sure.
And in a tournament like this, dude, it is all about the ounces. Like there were so many bags that were
The
stacked
weights
in
are
that.
stacked.
Oh,
It's like every ounce counts in a tournament like this for sure.
You two are next. But yeah, man. So what's coming up for you? What's next?
I got. So normally I fish the Northern Toyotas. I've been running into a lot of boat issues and haven't been able to go to the Northern Toyotas this year. But I've been fishing the Michigan Division BFLs, where all 5 of them we take out of Elizabeth Park and fishing here, St. Clair and Erie. So I got BFL coming up here in 2 weeks or next weekend. So looking forward to that, and then hopefully can get my motor situation figured out so I can get back in the Toyotas.
Dude, I'm telling you, a lot of the people, if you don't fish tournaments, like if you guys aren't fishing tournaments or constantly watching it, the abuse that unfortunately you guys have to put on your boat, it always seems like it's a maintenance thing. I watched 5 guys put a trolling motor on Corey Johnson's boat in about 12 minutes yesterday. But it's unbelievable, dude. So hopefully you get the motor stuff figured out. Guys, follow them along on Instagram. If you guys are following along on the series, make sure you get Brave to follow. Brother, I appreciate your time. I know we probably gotta get back to it. We're gonna enjoy some time at the cookout. Here later tonight.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
All right, man. See ya.
See ya.